Hello everyone, this is Joel from kidneyforjoel.com with a live Facebook update on my kidney journey. And I don't know if the light is good enough here. Anyways, I wanted to just give you my random thoughts and memories from when I was 9 years old. I was in 4th grade, and also wanted to share with you my day today, which is pretty uneventful. We basically stayed home. That's a good thing about my son Anton. He doesn't really want to go out and do a lot of things. He'd rather stay at home and prefer to just play with his iPad or his laptop, or maybe his what do you call this, Nintendo Switch. I, on the other hand, had a chance to do some housework, and for the most part I read this book, which is Internet Traffic and Leads, the Past, Present, and Future of Online Marketing for Entrepreneurs, Want to Win by Vince Reed, whom I will be meeting in person in about 6 weeks from now in California at his live event. So I'm trying to learn a lot about generating leads and customers for my book, Fat to Fit Fast, and I'll be launching my private membership site on how to lose weight fast in a safe way and to keep it off for life. So that's my day today, and I just wanted to share with you random thoughts about the memoir I'm writing, which was really inspired by this book that I got from Barnes and Noble. Where is that? Anton!
I gave him that idea.
His friend Scott had this, what do you call that?
It's more hand zapper.
Hand zapper?
Here, try this candy.
Oh no.
It's
no,
not
thank
prank
you.
candy, it's actually
It's not prank candy. I
So
tried it.
they're playing pranks on me.
No, it's not prank candy, try it.
The Willing Victim. Where is that book? I know I have it somewhere. I've read so many books in the last 3 weeks that I have not been able to keep up with them. Somewhere in there. Anyway, it's called My Life Story, which basically is a mostly blank book, which what do you call this? Helps you remember the important things or the memorable moments in your life, and share it. And that's my goal, is to basically write this book, this memoir that I'll be releasing hopefully sometime this year, once I get done with it. But I prefer to talk it out than to write it out, because I'm a faster talker than a writer. So anyway, so when I was 9 years old, 1973, I moved from my hometown of Tabango, Leyte to Manila. I remember that day. It was sometime in May of 1973. Rode a passenger ship. I don't remember the name of it, but I do remember the 3 days. It was like one of the longest 3 days of my life, because I knew from that moment on, once I stepped out of that passenger ship and basically live in our second house in Manila, in Sampaloc, 1572 P. Florentino, Sampaloc, Manila, which is about a block away from my alma mater, UST, University of Santo Tomas. I knew I won't be seeing my parents as often as I did, which was daily, of course, growing up until I was 8, because they both worked in Tabango. My father was the rural health doctor, and my mother was at the time, music teacher, eventually became a guidance counselor for a vocational high school. And from that time on, from age 9 until I was 21, when I left for the U.S., I was lucky. We were lucky. There were 7 of us kids. We were lucky to see our parents, our mother, 3 times a week, at the most 1 to 2 weeks. And then we were fortunate to see our father, our father 2 or 3 times a week, for as short as 2-3 days, and the longest was at the most a week, because he was so busy with his medical practice and serving the people of Tabango that he and my mother didn't really have time to visit us on a monthly basis, but on a quarterly, sometimes semi-annually basis. So we would celebrate Christmas, we would celebrate birthdays without my parents. I remember celebrating birthdays. Really did not celebrate birthday at all, because from age 10 until I was 20, when I graduated from PT school, I don't remember celebrating my birthday. And the first time the last time I celebrated my birthday in the Philippines was my day of graduation from PT school, March 27th, 1987, which was 31 years ago. But I learned a lot about independence, because as young as 9, I learned how to depend on myself with my homework, with my school projects, and really decisions that I had to make, from enrolling in school to finding the right kinds of friends to hang out with, and stay out of trouble. That was the main thing, and focus on school, because that was the rule, the number one rule my parents had, especially my father, is to do well in school. That's your focus. You don't have to get a job, until you graduate. That's it. That's your job. So I remember that. And I remember in 4th grade, the first day my mom left to go back to Tabango, and I was left really with my other 6 siblings in our house in Manila, P. Florentino. I cried the whole night, because I knew I was going to miss them, And then, after that night, school started, made some friends. I was laughed at because of my Visayan accent, especially my first year in Manila when I was in 4th grade. But I also made friends who defended me. And I will never forget his name, Albert Bukid, who still to this day is a very good friend of mine. He's in New Jersey now, but he was my defender. He was there to defend me against the big bullies, because I was tiny. I was I was very tiny. I was the shortest kid in class up until I was in third year high school. So anyway, so that's the random thoughts and memories that I remember from that transition from Tabango Leyte to Manila. And as it relate, I want to relate it to my kidney story, and that was also the first year that I was able to taste salt, because up until I was about 8 years old, 8.5, I was not allowed to eat anything with salt. So I was careful with my diet. But then when I discovered salt, oh my God, it almost became an addiction. Because I didn't know I still had IgA nephropathy until I was 35. So that I'm sure affected the progression of my IgA nephropathy, unbeknownst to me, because pretty much I lived a very normal life from age 9, 8.5, 9, till I was 35. And looking back now, had I known that I still had my IgA nephropathy, or had my parents known, and had I known it, I'm sure I would have been more selective in terms of what I ate. Because in Manila, as compared to my diet in Tabango, in Manila I was exposed to a lot of Western diet or kind of food, like, McDonald's, Wendy's, and Kentucky Fried Chicken, mostly fried, and I remember Jollibee. Whereas in Tabango Leyte, I ate fresh food, fresh fruit, fresh fish, farm-raised chicken, and all that. But that's in hindsight. Hindsight is always 20/20. That's why I would like to share this memoir, because it will help at least encourage others to do something about their condition, because it's not too late, it's never too late. Like I have proven that even though I was 43 years old and I decided to really change my nutrition, my lifestyle, and be more relaxed, be more patient, have a bigger perspective on life, be less competitive, be less of a type A. I was I was a triple A, very competitive, very driven, highly competitive person for as long as I can remember. But that all changed, and I became more, I guess, relaxed, more patient, more forgiving, have a better perspective on what's most important, and that's been helpful in keeping my life right now as happy, as stress-free, as worry-free as I can make it to be. So I'm thankful really for the blessing disguise of having this chronic kidney disease. I have never considered it or complained about it as a curse, even though it was a life-threatening, or it is a life-threatening illness. I'm still thankful to God for giving me the kind of personality, the kind of drive that I had, because I would not have excelled in whatever I did had I not been given that early infancy disease which threatened my life at a very young age. So I had this incessant fear of dying young, that it compelled me to do things fast, excel fast, take action, massive action fast, achieve my goals early in life, because, I had this subconscious fear of dying young, which now I'm confident, because of the technology and because of the research I've done, because of the actions I've made in the last 7.5 years. I know I'm going to live longer than I would have had I not had the knowledge and the information that I've gotten in the last 7.5 years. So that's my day for today, and my random thoughts and memories. And I appreciate you being on this live Facebook, hearing my story, my very private and personal story. And if you have any questions, comments, feedback, I'd appreciate you if you can share this message if you found this helpful, and also if you can help me find a living kidney donor. And all you gotta do is share what I have shared on my timeline, from videos, pictures, to live video streams and all that. And if there's anything I can help you with in terms of answering questions about chronic kidney disease, about losing weight, about anything that's related to physical therapy, which has been my profession for the last 31 years, on March 27th, which is a long time, and happy to be doing it, although I'm in the midst of transitioning to a more portable kind of lifestyle, because once I get my transplant, I tell you, I'm off to travel the world with my kids, and still being able to contribute to society, and still being able to generate income for myself and for my kids and for our future lives. And that's what I've been doing in the past really 6-7 months, learning this new thing, because there's always something to learn about, something new, especially if it's something that will affect my future and the lives of my kids, present and future lives. So that's it for tonight. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your attention, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. This is Joel from kidneyforjoel.com, and if you want more updates about my journey, my kidney story journey, go to kidneyforjoel.com/blog. That's kidneyforjoel.com/blog. Thank you. Have a great evening. Have a great day for those on the other side of the world, and bye-bye for now. Good night.